Hey guys, Chris Lynton here from Tribefit, and we've got Jared Whitburn with us from sunny and absolutely beautiful New Zealand, mate. How you going?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Is it quite
Good, good.
sunny and beautiful where you are today?
No, not really, to be honest. It's pretty cold. A bit overcast today. Hasn't been too bad, just cold mornings, cold nights, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and you're in the South Island of New Zealand, is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. We're currently in Oamaru, so yeah, we just moved from Wanaka.
Beautiful, beautiful, mate. Well, thanks for your time today. And I guess anyone who hasn't um, had the blessing of seeing Jared or heard of Jared, Jared's obviously an online trainer, is doing very well. And today we're going to kind of go through a little bit about your journey and what got you to here today. But I guess without me trying to tell your whole life story, mate, do you want to give a little bit of background on, I guess, you know, you becoming a trainer and then transitioning to online and what you've been doing over the last couple of years?
Yeah, definitely cool. So, pretty much we were in the situation like we've been online for about 2 years. The first year we weren't seeing too much movement happening. We actually had another coach.
Mhm.
We're seeing the results, I guess. We were, getting frustrated. There's a bit of, belief problems going on there. Can we do this? What's going to go on? Actually, I reached out to a person that I went to a live sort of event with, and he recommended you guys on to me. At the point, I only had a couple of clients, to be honest. Like I said, I was frustrated, didn't know what to do. The first couple of weeks I jumped on with you guys, like the whole course was paid for, which was also really good. That was in the COVID time as well. And I actually remember talking to you about it. And you said, mate, like, if you're willing to put in the work, it will happen. Of course, I believed it. I was like, yeah, awesome. But there was still a wee bit of doubt there. I didn't know if this was going to happen. The first week, mate, like the belief just went from, mate, there wasn't much belief happening. I'd been doing it for a year. I was frustrated. Would put in so much hours, and then over a week, mate, like just simple systems and the strategies you gave us, I guess, without trying to play on too much. They just worked. Like honestly, mate, it was crazy, and I think I was like the simple stuff. If you do it right, it works. Is that fair to say? Like, yeah, and it just from then, mate, like it was sort of like a snowball effect. Like once I got some movement going on, like when you get money coming in, it's just so much easier, I think. And then it just started going bigger and bigger and bigger. And like obviously, the more sort of traction you get, the easier it becomes, I guess. And I just can't wait to see what the future holds now. Like I'm excited. So, and it was a big thing when you've had someone before, like not trying to, I don't. His strategies weren't right for me. And mate, yeah, it's just awesome now. Like everything's going good. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, man. And I guess not to, as you said, not to shit on anyone or anything like that. Like,
Yeah,
each to their own. Sometimes some things don't work with some people or whatever it might be. And like the
yeah,
past is the past. But I remember when we jumped on a call, you yourself and your partner, you're almost like hesitant to pull the trigger and move forward. And
right,
we had a couple of chats back and forth and it was like 50-50. I'm like, oh, man, I
yeah,
know I can help you. And I really want to make this happen. And so I guess from yourself, and unfortunately it can be a common story of having a coach and not really getting what you need or whatever it might be. But so which kind of blew my mind at the time, so you moved from New Zealand and you moved to another country and you were like going full time at it,
yeah.
you know balls and all, like just going deep at it. And like how long were you doing that before you started going, hey, maybe this isn't the right sort of path or plan?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good question. So, like, I'm real. I was driven. Like, I just didn't want to. I had people in my ear telling me that it can happen.
Yep.
So I didn't want to give up. Like, even though the doubt was there, but man, I was putting in like honestly, like me and my partner were putting in like 8 hours a day still on this online business that wasn't growing. So, I didn't want to trust anyone else, like because like that was the biggest thing for me, to be honest. And like, man, when I jumped on the phone, like I knew you already knew someone had already recommend you that I trusted, you know. So like I sort of had trust in you, but the thing was that I just didn't know, like, can I do it? Can, you know, it's not working for me, so maybe I just do it, you know. I just didn't know. So yeah, I guess like I still really wanted to do it, but there was just this big cloud over my head, not knowing what to do. I remember when I jumped on the call with you, mate. When I first jumped on the call with you, I wasn't planning on buying, you know, like I wasn't planning on getting on a course.
Yeah.
I was planning on picking your brain, finding out what was happening.
Yeah.
By the first 5-10 minutes, like I sort of, mate, you just put stuff simple, like, and that, I think that was the biggest thing, and it put a bit of belief in, like, okay, right, there's ways that this can work, and they're not actually that hard, you know. And then, you know, after we bounced back and forth a wee bit, mate, like, yeah, I'm stoked that I made that decision, because I was still 50-50, you know. And if anyone else, I'm not too sure what happens with video, but if, you know, if you're watching this and you're sort of on the fence, you got to take that leap, and sometimes like, I've learned from failure as well. Like the systems, like I guess you guys sort of, like the previous coach I had was great for someone if it's in that niche or something like that. Like I think you're perfect for anyone's niche. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like whoever you are, jumping into the strategies and systems without giving away too much, work, like they're just going to work for anyone. And it's like I said, mate, it was so simple, but it's not simple, but it's just so effective, eh? And I didn't need to be putting in all these massive hours, building out all these big plans and stuff like that I thought were going to make me heaps of money. Mate, in the first week, like I was making money. I've been working for like a year or something, like me and my partner, that's like 16 hours joint a day. And then this first week, like just, yeah, it was so, yeah. And we put our price up, like we tripled our price on our product in that week. And it wasn't even selling before. And then it started selling, like,
Yeah, man. Well, I talk to a lot of people about that all the time. And it's not all about money, but when you're in a business and money, like you do work and money starts to come into your account, like there's nothing more motivating than like kind of the proof is in the pudding to continue going, and it juices you up. So it sounds like, you know, that first week, because I know you were like 12 months into it, you're like, man, I'm a hard worker, I'm motivated, I just don't know what's wrong. And I guess, how did it feel when you started getting those clients and started getting that cash flow coming through that quick?
It was awesome because it sort of took my, instead of focusing on like I'm still focused on income, obviously that's an important thing, but I was more spending time on actually helping my clients rather than like that money stress over the top of your shoulders, you know. So that was a big thing, and it's definitely made my service better already. But mate, it was just, yeah, it's a good feeling, eh? It's definitely a good feeling, and I think you want more and more of it as it happens, if that's fair to say. Like, you know, like you get your first couple of clients, and you know it's awesome, mate. You're like, boom, you know, and then just want to grow and grow and grow. And I think it's given me that fire and that tick to sort of, you know, really get motivated and want to do big things, you know. And it's when it's not there and you're not seeing any traction, it's really hard to see that, you know, especially after a year, mate, like seeing that it can actually be done. But in that first week, it just gave me so much belief, you know. And I just thought, mate, this is definitely achievable. And it's hard. Like I've watched these videos before, and like, mate, like, yeah, I'm just a real person. You know, I don't know why, but you know, sometimes you're sitting on the fence, like, oh yeah, I don't know if I can do it. Mate, like, yeah, mate, I'm no supermodel. You know, it's not about that. It's putting in the work, I think, and that's like anyone can do it. That's the thing. I think if you have a passion for it, you give the systems. You know, you and Andrew are giving what you need. Just whether you want to do it or not, I guess. Is that
man,
yeah.
That's it. And yourself, you know, like hats off to yourself and Kaylee. Like you guys are hard workers. You're motivated. Like you worked for 12 months with little to no results. And then you're prepared to go, nah, I want this. I know what I want, and I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to, you know, turn away from it. And taking, like you said, that additional leap of faith is amazing. But then, you guys are hard workers, so all you needed was the right plan, the right support, the right help, and it's come together. So you know, I appreciate all the kind words, but pat yourself on the back as well. Like you deserve what you're getting, the people you're helping. So, how many clients have you got at the moment?
Oh, mate, I got the whiteboard now. I think, well, I can't remember if it was you or Andrew going about the whiteboards, but I love it, eh? I'm just looking now. So I've got, what have we got? We've got 10, we've got 35 probably active. So some of them are on a high end product, and some of them are on a membership type of base thing. But remember when I first talked to you, mate, we've been working for a year and I'd had probably 2 people on, and that was like I've tripled the price on some of my products. So no, mate, and yeah, like I said, I'm not like, mate, I think when you do good work, you should be, you know, I'm not trying to blow, you know, saying that you guys are, you do know what, I'm trying to put this as a way, like, that is, yeah, I'm thankful for what you guys have done, you know, and it's cool, mate, it's awesome what you're doing, and I think the community you've created is good as well, you know, like, it's not just you two behind, this is a whole community behind it that are helping, and in different sort of avenues, if you know what I mean, like you know, marketing, copy, Facebook ads, all that stuff, mate. It's so handy, eh? And like, if you want to put in the work, mate, it's an unbreakable system. Nearly, it's fair to say. If you're going to do it, there's what's going to happen. You know, you can only succeed. So, mate, no, it's awesome, mate.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Well, I guess I know you touched on the simplicity aspect of it. So, I guess looking back now, what surprised you the most, what surprised you the most between what you were doing previously and what you're doing now, and and what's getting you traction?
What surprised me the most is probably, mate, I thought it was like all the work that I was doing. It seemed so hard and so complicated, so confusing, and I was going away from what I love, and that's helping people and training people. Like that's why we're in the industry. And like, you know, of course you got to know how the business runs and how it all works. But I think it's not complicated. I thought it was very complicated, and it was really hard to understand. And I was trying to get all these different things happening and stuff like that. Mate, I was surprised how simple it was when I got those first couple of clients. And I was doing what I loved. That's all. It was like I was in the gym again, and I was sitting in front of someone selling a PT. You know, getting them to jump on. I'm helping them. I'm not selling it. And I think you guys said that in, you know, one of the videos is you got to get away from that selling and you're helping someone, aren't you? And that's saying, well, you know, you're a doctor. You're pretty much giving them what they need. So that it was simple. But it was surprisingly how simple it was once it was put simple, if that makes sense. Instead of, you know, there's a lot of different stuff out there and different ways of people saying, hey, you should do it. But yeah, I think you guys just put it simple, but are really effective, you know, and just say how it is. And it just surprised me how fast it happened. That's what surprised me, because I think I'd watched a few videos and people were saying how, you know, they've got this, they've got that, and I'm like, you know, well, there was still a wee bit of doubt there. Until it happens is when I think you really start believing it. And it's, mate, like I said, I was worried about, it was in the COVID period, mate, we had no money coming in, and then, you know, like for me to go, okay, right, I'm going to invest, it was a risk, and we were like, you know, what are we doing? And then, mate, in the first week, like I said, it came through. It's easy when you do it, when you have the right system and the right belief behind you, I think.
Spot on.
And a good team in your corner, you know, so.
Spot on, man. Spot on. Well, once again, like, hats off to you guys. You deserve every result you're getting. Like, no doubt you're going to go from 35 clients to a much bigger number pretty quickly. You've gotten there pretty quickly, and you guys are hard workers, motivated, and as you said, you've got the people you're helping in mind as a primary. So that's awesome. So I guess, mate, to wrap it up, I know we don't have heaps of time today, but I guess if someone was watching this and they were where you are, like if you could go back in time and speak to yourself, I don't know, 12 months ago. What would be the tip? You know, what would be the kind of number one tip or advice you'd give yourself to help you, I guess, fast track or not get as much pain through the journey or make as many mistakes? What would you say to yourself?
Yeah, mate. So, well, obviously, I'll go with you guys from the start, but that's how do I put this? So, mate, at the time, I was looking around. And you know, there's more and more people coming in this space, I think. But mate, get on a phone call with you and have a yarn. Like, if you haven't already jumped on a call with you, have a yarn with you. And it doesn't take long to realize who's fake and who's real, if you know what I mean. So and the biggest thing, if money's the problem, I don't think that was that was me. There was COVID. It was a barrier for me, and it made, like, I paid it back like in that first couple of weeks. You know, so that wasn't a worry for me. I would have never. I guess if I was, you know, before I signed up with you, that should have never been a barrier, and it was a barrier.
Yeah.
But it was just something. I guess it's going to be anyone. Anyone's always going to think about a bit of money. But mate, and just having belief in your systems, and it's yeah. I can't. I guess I've said this a few times. It's easy if you do it, eh? Like, mate, in the first couple of weeks, you know. But if it was a year ago, I should have done more research on who I was getting in my corner, because it's really important who's people in your corner and people that are giving you the stuff that, you know, trying to teach you. It needs to be right, eh? Otherwise, you know, there's a lot of people out there that, nothing against them, but they're probably not teaching the right thing, and it's not, you know, it's not. Well, you jump into your group, mate, and you see how much people are succeeding. You know, that's proof. You know, yeah, it's a bit of a hard question. Like I said, I would have just jumped on with you guys, but yeah, I guess it's doing some research, mate. Jump on a call, ask you some questions, whether it be you or whoever else, and from there, you know, I'm sure they'll understand, you know, what they need to do. But you know, doing research, mate, I don't do enough research. Who's, you know, well, you look at the trainers, who's succeeding. If people are succeeding in your group, there's got to be something happening. And like I said, mate, you don't have to be a model to succeed online. I think that was that was actually my previous guy he was an online, you know, he was doing photo shoots and stuff like that. And he was making a lot of money, and that was his proof. But that's not that I wasn't Instagram famous or anything like that. You know, you don't, and my mindset was that maybe you have to be that. Maybe you have to be famous online. But mate, you definitely don't have to be, eh? Like, yeah. It's like I said, mate, it's simple if you do the work. So
yeah.
And we're only we're not even 90 days yet, eh? So
not even, and like, as you said, deep in COVID, mate. So it's there's some everyone listening to this, keep an eye on what these guys are doing. They're prime for some really big things, and mate, you deserve every bit of it. And as you said, I would imagine the majority of people out there think that you need to be an Instagram celebrity. You need to be, you know, whatever it might be, you know, on the cover of bloody fitness magazines and all that sort of stuff to be getting clients. And it's just not true. It's just not the way. And I as you mentioned, I guess you've got to look at who you learn from, and you know, why were they potentially successful where someone else might not be, because they don't have 1 million followers or whatever it might be. So cool, mate. No, I appreciate all the kind words. I know we're tight on time, but I think your video, for anyone, hopefully it's not just for me, but basically,
I think that, is it frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen.
Oh mate, all good.
Like, you're mid-sentence as well with the mouth open. It's a fantastic one. But Jared, mate, once again, I sound like a broken record. I've said it too many times. Hats off to you, to yourself, to both of you, mate. Keep pushing hard. We'll no doubt speak soon. And I would absolutely love next time that you guys, once COVID's all done, if you ever do get over to Australia, mate, we should catch up and go through. It'd be lovely to do that face to face as well, buddy.
Cool. Sounds good, mate. It's been good chatting.
Cool. That's it from us, guys. Bye for now.